I got arrested in San Clemente once. It was false. It was a false arrest. It really was. The guy accused us of doing something we didn't do, and we were actually a mile out to sea scuba diving, and he accused us of raiding lobster tanks, lobster
Oh,
traps,
yeah.
and from the pier with binoculars. And he was like a head lifeguard. And so the sheriffs come out. We get done scuba diving. We come up, and the sheriff makes us get on his boat. He checks our boat, finds nothing because we got skunked. We had caught no lobsters that night. But they arrested us anyway. And they wound up having to drop the charges because I'm like, whoa, I want to face my accuser. I got a guy. You got a guy a mile away with binoculars. It was the weirdest thing.
Never met your accuser.
Don't screw with lobster cages, for sure. Now, I will admit, one of the guys on the boat grabbed a rope and pulled up and looked inside a lobster cage. There was nothing in it. We wouldn't have taken him if there was anything in there. We just wanted to see if there's any activity down there. And I was the whole time I'm telling him, dude, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
Well, yeah,
Anyway.
it sent up the bat signal, and binoculars man was ready for it.
So, to be clear, this is not the Rick Hopper Show. This is the Jess Powers Show today.
Jess Powers Show today.
I love learning about people's businesses.
Yes.
And when I met you, we just met.
We did.
For the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I look familiar to you? We didn't meet before, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I go to a lunch
Yes.
to meet with Lynn Seaton, and who is really bummed right now. She wanted to be sitting in the guest chair.
Oh,
she really wanted to watch this, but she woke up ill today.
Oh,
so
no.
Anyway, we had to cancel her podcast for later. But you showed up, and you had an incredible energy, and we started talking about your company. So I just want the world to know about what you do.
Yes.
Why you do it, how you got into it. I want to talk about little girl Jess and how you came to be doing what you're doing.
Gotcha.
So
Absolutely. Well, to preface, the DIY district is a family business.
Slow down. The DIY
The
district
DIY district, yes,
is your business name.
is our business name.
And it's a family business.
Yes, it is a family business. The DIY district. We are in Argyle. We're hitting our 4th birthday this July, August.
4 years. That's a big
4
milestone
years,
for a
yes.
little business.
And what a great milestone it is. We're hitting our flex zone. We're getting known in the community.
Okay, what does flex zone mean for the amateur like me?
Flex zone. I would call that the year in our business that we're about to really skyrocket into the areas that we've dreamt of going into this entire time. We don't do a lot of marketing, like paid marketing. It's been a lot of word of mouth, family, friends. And so what we've grown it to over the last 4 years, I think now we're hitting our first apex of what can this business really do, not only for us, but for the community.
Real quick, before we get too far into it, because I
Sure.
have some questions about the KPIs that you're looking that tells you, that predicts the future about this apex and this hockey stick thing you're talking about. Tell us what you do. What is it?
What is it? The DIY district. What do I do? I teach you how to unlock your creativity. We
So you're a
are
therapist.
part-time. I'll tell you a little bit about this when we go into my history, but there's several places that kind of feel like therapy whenever you go do them, whether it's a wonderful, meal with a nice beverage that you get to talk into your bartender, and that's that therapy moment. Likewise, in my studio, what we are is an arts and crafts studio, but I feel like that definition is not encompassing
So you are
enough.
an arts and crafts studio, but that definition doesn't really put its finger on what you really do.
Yes.
So
That is kind of the arts and crafts part of it is physically what we do. We're an event space in Argyle. We teach classes, workshops. We also host private events, birthday parties, really any special celebration that you want to
Or just
do,
girls' night out,
or girls' night out, or your book
boys'
club.
night out.
So what we've done is we're in a warehouse space off 1830 and 407. And what we've done
This is in
is,
North Texas,
yes, North
in Argyle,
Texas, in
Texas.
Argyle, Texas. So what we've done is we've brought a love of all things creative. Yes, there's arts and crafts in there that you come in and I teach you how to do from beginning to end. Every single step is taught, whether it is a fiber art, an epoxy resin, a wood project, a build that we're doing. Say a noodle board. Do you know what
Do you
a
have any
noodle
glass
board
blowing?
is? I don't do glass blowing and I
That's
don't
probably
have a
smart. You burn
kiln.
that place down.
But we
Get all these
do a
crazies with
ton
fire.
of other things. I like to say, I like to tell a lot of the moms that come in that we want to make your Pinterest dreams come true. Do you know what Pinterest is?
I do. I've heard of this. My wife
So,
talks about it.
we've
I eat a lot of meals that come from Pinterest.
exactly. So we do a lot of crafts that come from Pinterest.
Okay, so
So
there's a
meeting
never-ending supply of creative.
exactly,
And people really do love to express their creative side, don't they?
absolutely,
And walk out with something that they did. It's rewarding.
yes,
I build things.
yes.
When I frame a wall and I make some sawdust and I shoot my nail gun and I stand that wall up and put some drywall on it, it's like, wow, because it's so physical.
It's so physical and to reflect upon what you've done with your own hands, whether it was your idea or you were guided into it, the end process is just the same. That step back, that moment of I did that, and now I get to take it with me and have a reminder of that moment when I let myself go, when I allowed myself to step out of kind of space and time in that moment and make something with my hands, and now to walk away from it and look at it every day and say, wow, I remember
You know
that
what it
time.
reminds me of? I've got a friend. I stayed at her house one time. My wife and we went out, drove an hour and spent the night at their house. And in their guest room, they have a handwritten note on the mirror that says, I've never seen a wild thing feel sorry for itself. That's what this reminds me of.
Yes.
Because when somebody is going into their creative, their natural thinking ability, and they stop focusing on what other people think of them, that thing that happened earlier, the
Mhm.
problems, the person in their family that's sick,
Yes.
the whatever problem that plagues people, you give people a space to where they can go somewhere that none of those things live in their
Yes.
mind.
Or transversely, you come there to work through it in a different way. We have a ladies club that comes once a month that we've started at the beginning of this year. And it was, it started out as this fun, and it is super fun. You come at once a month and you're just around these women that get it, right? And we're all there to do the same thing. And kind of what it's turned into is it is the place to kind of unsaid, unspoken between you, be able to work through those things on a subconscious level where you come in and you're spending 2.5, 3 hours. We just did one that's called a barn quilt. Do you know what a barn quilt is? Like when
No,
you see a family barn and it kind of looks like a granny quilt square, but it's on the actual barn. And so what it ends up being is you're
my
piecing
dad
it
is a
together.
quilter.
It's like a patchwork. And so what ends up happening is, yes, it starts as fun. We're celebrating a birthday, we're celebrating our book club, we're having a bachelorette party. The more you come, it still is that fun, but there's also that second layer of, hey, there is something really traumatic going on in my life, or there's a story that I need to tell. The studio becomes that as well, where you come in and you've had the worst week of your life and you just need to do something and you can escape for 2.5, 3 hours. You can talk to me about it or you don't have to, but you can do what we all are meant to do, and that is to use our hands to create, to move that energy you're feeling through that and come out on the other side. And so whether that's using it as a celebration, just some fun time, using it to get over something incredibly difficult, I think it all ends up at the same place. And if you ask me the reason for the DIY district, it's for the people. It's for the humanity around us that sometimes just needs a little bit of direction to have you create something that you could never create before. And boy, what does that unlock in us,
Sure.
you know? So sorry to get a little
Just
serious on you.
no, I think that's great. And you brought some show and
I
tell.
did. May I move?
Yeah, go ahead. Now, don't talk without that thing right by your mouth, but show us some examples of. So, are these pieces that you've done, or pieces that other people have
So
done?
yes, these are going to be pieces that we've done that are going to be kind of what are samples in our studio. So everything I'm holding up is something that you yourself can come and do.
Can you cut that glass and all that glass in that shape? You make that all those pieces, or are they all pre-cut?
So what we've cut is, so we have a Thunder Aeon laser, which is a CO2 laser cutter in our wood shop in Argyle, which is separate from our studio. So what we've done is we've cut the outline of this in wood. So all the waves you see. And what I've done is this is crushed glass art. So what it does is it takes mica powder and epoxy resin, crushed glass
Can
and
you see that in her
shells.
camera angle? Okay.
And so we teach you how to, it's kind of like a fluid art. So this takes epoxy resin, shells, and glass. And then you don't even have to do it like this. I've got several colors of glass and shells.
So is that all epoxy resin with different inlay, like
Yeah.
different influences to the color?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yes.
I love epoxy
and
resin.
so this is going to take us into June. We're actually getting ready to do beach resin. So you see a lot of the really awesome like serving boards that have the beach resin with the wave cells. We're going to
Yeah.
teach people how to do that.
Fun. That
and
is
you can
very
make
impressive.
it any color you'd like. And so that's where the creativity, we teach you what you're doing, but within the studio are so many options. I've got over 170 paint colors. I've got 20 mica powder colors.
Does everybody have to do the same exact shape, but they use their own colors? You can pick your own shape, design
Yes.
anything.
So this is one of several. So we call these sun catchers. This is one of several designs that I have, which on our website, that's kind of a fun thing that we've opened up for this year is what's called Pick Your Project.
Okay, that's fun. So we're not talking about finger painting here.
No, we're talking about.
Sounds like, looks to me like you got a big variety of different types of.
I do.
Of artwork
So
you can
so
do.
that is one facet. I would say what we're known best for is going to be our wood project. So this is all cut, again on that Aeon Thunder laser. And what this looks like.
Do people get to
turn it
design?
around.
It looks like it's a paddleboard. What do you call that?
It's a plain
pickleball.
It's a pickleball board.
Yeah.
Yes. And so we made this. We also are part of Women of Argyle, the nonprofit that opened up last year. And so we donated one of these signs to their pickleball tournament that they were hosting for kids in the area. But this is one example of a blank project that's cut. We
Check
do
the
our
courts.
designs.
That's a thing.
And so
huh?
you can choose this and you can come in and say you want to paint this red, white, and yellow because you're a Chiefs fan, like I am.
Okay.
You can paint this any color you want. It gets assembled the same way, but we teach you from start to finish how to choose your palette, how to sand each piece, how to glue this on here, how to attach your hanger, and now you have a sign to take home.
Very cool.
And this is one of, we have over 120 projects currently, more being added each day.
You got a group of 10 women who love pickleball, and
Yes.
they see this video, and they go, "Oh my, our girls, we want one of those, but we want it to say something else." Away.
Yes.
Because we have a special name or something. How much is it going to cost me and my other 9 friends to come in and do that project?
And to do this?
I'm sorry to jump straight to the money, but I'm curious.
That's what we want to know is how do we come and make it? So there's a couple of different ways. Number one, if you want to have my entire studio to yourself and you have 8 people, you can rent out the studio for 2 hours.
Okay.
That means you can bring in all the food you want. You can have a private playlist. $75 studio fee gets
So
you the
8-person
whole
minimum?
place. 8-person for the whole studio. If
For
you
how
want
long?
for 2 hours.
And that's $75 a head?
Yes. So that would just consider this like a private party. So 8 of me and my
So
friends.
$600 for 8 people
$75 for the studio fee, and then all of the projects
per person.
No. So
That's it?
So yeah, one studio fee of $75 will get
So
you.
I want to make sure people understand. It's not $75 a person. All 8 people come in and can rent the space for $75.
For $75, and then it's pay by the project.
Then by project.
So this project currently sits at $45.
Okay.
And we price this at if I make this for you, I add my custom fee in. But because
Which is
you're doing all the
$3,000?
work, no, it's just an extra 15 on top of our
That's
retail.
it?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
So somebody sees that and they go, I want one of those. I got $60. I would like to buy one of those.
Yes.
You'll sell them one for $60.
yes.
But doesn't have near the value as paying 45
And doing it your own.
and doing it yourself. How long does it
Yes.
take to make something like that?
I would say if you move quickly, about 2 hours. If you want to take your time, about 2.5.
And are they sipping wine
Yes.
while they're doing this, or whatever they want to sip?
Yes, they can sip whatever they want.
You don't make them drink wine, right?
Well, I don't make you drink
Okay.
wine. No, that is up to you. At the studio, we love. It's so funny. My mother-in-law is the main owner, and we work together. I work as her creative director, and you walk in, and it is like being at your Southern mama's house. Like, do you want a soda? Do you want a water? Do you want a sparkling water? Here's some fresh baked cookies.
Sounds
And
like
those
someplace
are
I could
things
like to come hang out.
that
once.
just come out of our fridge. But we're a BYOB studio. You can bring in your favorite juice, your slushy. You're down the street from Marty B's coffee, little
Sure.
energy drink, which is what I normally have.
Look,
Um,
yeah.
But no, we want again. It's the encouragement to come in and be comfortable. I want
Okay,
you to
what
come
else
in
you
and
got
be
in the bag?
comfortable. So what else I've got in the bag? We haven't talked about kids, and I am the kids director, and I have a 3.5-year-old toddler, and so I wanted to talk about some kid things really quick because we have a ton for adults, for couples, for all these retreats we've been talking about. Pickleball clubs, book clubs. We service, we like to say from 3 to 93. So I've got projects for toddlers on up. We do toddler time every other week from 10 to 11, and then I host a variety of kids clubs after school, and we'll do summer camps all throughout the year. And I have to tell you about this because we brought a Build-A-Buddy to Argyle. It is it's a build-a-stuffy experience, and they do this by hand. So each animal, I've got over 25 animals, and
Is
they
that like a
come.
franchise thing?
No.
Or is this your build? You are got a
So
Build-A-Buddy program.
these are we have
This
a
is the
Build-A-Buddy
Build-A-Buddy
program.
program is your
Is our
guys'
product.
thingy.
Yep. So build
Cool.
a stuffy, build a buddy, and so we get these from a distributor. And what we do is you get to come in and choose your animal, and I want adults to do this too. But then you stuff it by hand. It's a completely enclosed stuffing system, so at the end you zip tie it, all the stuffing stays inside. They also leave with an adoption certificate, and depending on which party you choose, we also build houses called bungalows. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing that
What do
we're
you mean, like
bringing to the area.
little pretend dog houses?
Yeah,
or
little house.
buddy houses?
Yes,
And
and they get to paint all of it.
to paint the whole little buddy house, and then
Mhm.
they got a little place for their buddy house to stay. Their
Yes.
buddy to stay.
So this is Build a Stuffy. These start at $35.
Wow.
$35 for the
Good.
animal
So it's
to do the
affordable.
stuffing. Yes.
It gets the kids out of the house, off of their devices, even the little
Yes.
tiny kids. You know.
You know what's so funny? What's so funny is that we have kids' activities all the time. I have not seen one child on their phone in 4 years.
Good.
Not one phone has been pulled out, which makes us feel like we're doing a pretty good job. This is kind
Yes.
of another little just toddler time activity that we do. And
Is
so you
is
can
that
kind of
focusing
see.
on that for her pretty good?
You can kind of see the scale. So what our laser can do is something very small like this. Whenever we get into Christmas time, we'll do an ornament bar, which is great for families. So
An
you can
ornament
kind
bar.
of see the scale, right?
Oh yeah.
And this
Is that about as big as you go?
no.
How big can you go?
I think the biggest sign I have that you can paint by yourself right now is an 18-inch by 18-inch. It's a butterfly barn quilt sign, so it's very puzzly, but it's 18 by 18. But we also do porch signs. I didn't bring any because
That's okay. Your bag's not big enough.
That's
okay.
So
but that's a great example.
We do porch signs.
You have anything else that's completely different in there?
Yes, I do. So let's talk about, again, let's go to scale, right? This is our meat and potatoes. I don't know if you want to hold this. It's pretty heavy. So this is going to be one of our door rounds. This is an 18-inch.
Okay. The Texas wind is not going to blow this down the street.
No, it's
That's
not.
a very girthy. Is that a MDF?
Yes. So that is a combo. So it's made out of part MDF. Got a 1/4-inch backer on the back. And we do a launch party every month. the first week of the month where we submit our new designs. So this sign in June is going to be 20% off on our launch party. And this is where, like I said, this is kind of our meat and potatoes. This is what we started
And
with.
you're and people paint that.
Yeah.
Whatever color they want.
Oh, yeah. And they can paint it off of our sample. We have, like I said, we have over 170 colors. So we
Sure.
have exactly how we painted this. So if you don't want to make a choice,
Some people are perfectly happy copying what
yes,
you guys did.
absolutely.
And I'm sure, how many people how many people paint something because they thought they wanted the right colors and they hate what they did because they just used the wrong colors. Oh, this is so stupid.
You know what? Not very often. No, not very often, because the way it goes is it's by step, right? And so each step we're kind of in the background verifying that the choices you've chosen for yourself are working and that they're going together. What did Bob Ross say?
Bob Ross.
Happy little accidents or something like that.
Oh, how funny.
No, we try to get to you in the moment. And I feel like you said, at therapy, it's that on the other side of working there is I always feel like I'm kind of swooping around people's facial expressions. And I can tell, when that rigidity comes in of like, ooh, this color doesn't go. And so we fix it.
Cool.
You don't leave with something you don't like. And I would say out of the 4 years we've been there, maybe 3 people that I can remember that just had a little too much wine on their girls' night out said, hey, could you just keep this and maybe touch it up for me? But that's really it.
It's DIY
district.
District. Okay,
Yes.
DIY district. Let's so
I've got more.
You got more?
I got just a couple more.
Okay, couple more examples.
This one is new. So again, this is another laser. And I
laser
didn't
work.
bring a lot of my fiber arts. We also do macrame and chunky knit blankets. But this is patina. Trying to hold it straight here. This is patina mineral painting. Do you know what patina is?
I know what the word means.
For
My whole back wall's
Yeah?
patina.
So we do.
This is real, by the way. This came off a 100-year-old barn that we tore down with our bare hands in Northern California. This is
Wow.
my uncle's barn. So I took all the ceiling material, all the roofing. Anyway, so
No, it's great. Well, we're creating
I could use
this.
one of your classes. So I could have used some help with that.
We're doing faux finish here. So we've got patina, copper, iron, and bronze. We spray it with a couple different oxidizing sprays, blue, green, and yellow, and it gives you can kind of control it, right?
Very cool.
So we started doing some projects with the patina mineral painting just because it's really interesting to kind of see that chemical change, and it's just fun.
Sure.
By the time you leave, you can see it
so
changing.
you got some science involved.
We have some science. Oh, and then I guess the very last thing I'll show you is, again, just a little bit more since it's summer. These are going to be, I know this one's going to be hard to go in on.
Is that 100% acrylic resin?
This is epoxy resin.
Epoxy resin, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. So that is not glass. That
So
is clear epoxy resin.
It's a glass frame. So what we're doing on this is
What do you mean a glass frame?
So we're taking
that's epoxy resin.
That's glass.
Oh, so the back is glass, so
Mhm.
that's your work surface.
Yep. So you place on top, and then you drizzle the epoxy resin over it.
I love it.
And there's a couple different iterations of this, but this is just, I'm trying to give you a good view to where you could see
You ever
this.
let people bring in their own materials?
You know what? I've just had people starting to ask about that. I would love that. Yes.
Because you think about somebody grabs somebody goes to an exotic place.
Oh, yeah.
And they have great memory, and they got a pocket full of shells.
Oh, yes.
They can bring a little pocket full of that shells from that place. He's no longer with us, but my friend's dad. I made him a letter opener out of a piece of coral that I picked off of a black sand beach, and I drilled a hole in it, and I went down to Staples and got a letter opener, broke the handle off, and epoxied this. So I got to have this really cool little.
Yes.
Anyway, fun. I mean, when you think about raw materials, and so, some people have a place they like to go, and they
absolutely.
can grab some little leaves or shells or some sand.
Well, yeah. What else are you going to do with it? I like to, I've still got piles of things from when I was a little girl. Exactly what you're just saying. I love to collect rocks. I like, you just see a little pebble, but no, I would love people to do that. And like I said, we're having more and more people come out that are not only bringing shells and things from places that they've loved, they're
Cool.
bringing in things from their family that they want to incorporate into their art. And so by all means, absolutely, will help you
Cool. A little
preserve it.
sales pitch would like put it out in the community. Hey, if you're going on any cruises this year, don't forget to grab a little goodie, something to bring in and
Absolutely.
do a little art project.
Absolutely. Yes.
I love it.
And I just think it's so much fun to preserve those memories. So we would be honored to help
Yeah.
you do that. Absolutely.
Very cool. Let's talk about, let's figure out how you got here. Because this is a family business.
Yes.
Who was the brainchild behind, I want to do this thing?
That would be Julie, my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Julie worked for an optometrist for 17 years. I don't know if you've heard of him, Owsley.
Owsley, yeah.
She
So
actually,
actually, Owsley is a customer of mine.
I'm supposed to tell you that Julie sold you your glasses at Owsley
Wow.
because
Okay, then.
she knows
Julie, I'm going to have to come
Julie's
say hi.
up. Yep,
Oh my
she knows who
gosh,
you
that's
are.
awesome.
So I told her that we had met, and I showed her the
Yeah, for years they've been
yep
these little guys.
little pitch.
Shameless plug for myself.
And so she said, "Oh my gosh, I know who that is. Tell him I
When you
sold him
told
his
her you were
glasses."
coming to
Yes.
this? Oh, that's awesome.
And so she worked with Owsley.
Okay.
Coming up to the retirement period, and she said, "Hey, we're a family of artists. John, her husband, has been a woodworker, and he's a fan. I mean, I don't even have the words. He is so
He's a
brilliant.
craftsman, creative.
They're all craftsmen. Her daughter makes handmade soap. She lives out in East Texas, so she does soaps and scrubs. And so what it just became is the question of, well, what's the next thing? And her idea was she wanted to pour into the community. Well, how am I going to do that? I'm creative. We're all creative. She's looking around at the dinner table. Well, let's do something about that. So almost 4 years ago, they went over, there was some warehouse space available in that first Argyle, Texas business park.
Yep.
And they saw it and they said, well, it's a little industrial. It's kind of a warehouse, but perfect. We're going to make it work.
Second best perfect.
We're going to make it work. And so construction began. I wasn't involved the first year just because I was pregnant with her grandchild. I was pregnant with Oakley.
I love that name.
Thank you. Her name's Oakley Blake.
Spelled like Oakleyey?
EE.
EE. Oakley, that's okay. We'll cut you some slack.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, so they were hitting retirement time. She wanted a new endeavor. So this was the
Cool.
endeavor to start.
So it was born.
It was born. Yes.
That's cool. And you guys are hitting the hockey stick. You feel like you guys push this rock up a hill. It's like you've been pushing this rock up a hill and it's starting to crest and you're going to get over the hill and it's going to start rolling on its own. And that's the
Yes.
same concept as, it's funny how nobody wants to help push the rock up the hill, but when the rock gets to the top of the hill, it turns into a wagon and
Yeah.
starts going down the hill and everybody wants to jump on the wagon, but nobody wants to push the rock. So same thing happens like right here. You guys have been pushing. Now, what is the KPI? What makes you believe you guys are about to hit critical mass and you got to start going?
Truly, the word of mouth has gotten to the doors it needed to get to. Looking at
My wife knows about you guys.
and I love
She's
that.
been there.
Has she been there?
My wife has been there. She did a project with some girls.
I need to see her face because I probably know exactly
You
who
probably
she is.
do.
No, I mean, let's talk about frequency in events. 2 years ago, summer 2 years ago, we were sitting around at a table inside the studio. No one had been in 2.5 weeks. And we were having a moment. To be truthfully honest, is this a good enough idea? Is this something that people want? Is there a problem being solved? And I think when we ask that question, what are the problems in the community and what needs to be solved? And how can we be a piece of that equation? That's where I think, truthfully, it has started to turn. Our frequency in parties has gone up. Thank you so much to anybody that watches this that's given us your support. But what we started seeing was frequency.
Okay, so you're talking about
quality.
return business.
Return business.
Yeah, I never get excited about the first sale. I only get excited about the return customers who want
Yes.
more. I think that is going to be the thing. So not only are more and more people learning about you
Yes.
guys, but some of the people that have been there are coming back and bringing
Coming back.
friends. And that really is the, when your customer says yes
Yes.
on repeat, that's when you really start winning.
We are so grateful. We're going into our second year of having birthday parties year over year, where this little girl, happy birthday Maria, she just had hers there, had her birthday party last year there. So when her birthday came around this year, she
wanted to
said,
come
I
back.
know exactly
Oh,
where I
that's
want to
great.
go, because it facets from 3 to 93. I've got them at their 8-year-old birthday party, at their 9-year-old birthday party.
And they tell their friends.
And they tell
I
their
have
friends.
the best birthday party.
Yes.
That's...
And I'll say the return, we've got some regulars right now that are really coming in every week, every other week, and what has happened is that they've challenged us to get outside of our comfort zone. We started with just wood signs. Our competitor was Board and Brush and AR Workshop. There was one Board and Brush, I think, kind of over here, but most of it's up north. So that's kind of where we
they're
came
gone,
from.
right?
Board and Brushes, yeah.
They went bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. And there was another one called
what's
Pinspiration in South Lake, I think.
You know what people don't realize? A
Mhm.
lot of people don't know they're artists. They don't really exercise that artistic
No.
nature. There's an artist that you may have heard of, Eric Wall, Wahl.
Yes, yeah.
He is anyway, he talks in his book. He's got a great book. It's called Unthink. All of your customers should read it. It's really powerful. Okay. It tells a story about when, he went to college, got a degree, and went into finance, and and then something happened with the industry, and he lost his job. He's like in his 30s. He's got kids, and he didn't know what he was going to do. And a friend of his said, "Hey, you need to go get an easel, a blank canvas, and some paints, and just go paint something just to clear your head, and and think about reinventing yourself." Turned out he was an artist. A great artist. Yeah. And he didn't even know. And he says, so he in his presentation, he says, I hope I'm allowed to talk about this, but he goes, how many artists do we have in the room tonight? And nobody raised their hand. He says, what happened? When we were 5 years old, all of us were artists. We were captains of ships. We were inventors. Yes. And then somebody thumbs down on you. He says, I know when it happened to me. He says, I was a little kid. And my teacher said, Eric, you don't paint inside the lines, and you won't paint the orange pumpkin orange. You need to go find something else to do. Crushed them. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for stealing your story, Eric. But people don't know they're artists until they show up to your place and start expressing themselves and relieve the tension and do that. And
would you believe that's the number one thing said at my studio? Like, I'm not an artist.
What I made. Oh, when
I'm
they
not
get
creative.
there,
When they first get there,
I'm not an artist.
And
I don't know what to do.
And they're out on the corner. They're against the wall, and they're picking the last seed in the corner. Like, I'm not going to come straight to you. But it's I'm not creative. It's the self-depreciating comments as soon as they walk in the door.
Do you ever tell them, oh, well, you're our favorite customer. We love laughing at stuff. the worst stuff that can possibly happen. So you need to try to break the record for the worst thing ever done. So get over here and get creative.
Exactly. Yes. And
then they get going, and
yes.
It's like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not so bad after all.
And it's like, it's not as serious as you're making it to be. And it frustrates me that there's so many spaces for artists and to be creative and to build that feels like you can't get into the club. Right. So like there's a couple of maker spaces near Dallas, which are open to the public, and they're amazing. They're beautiful. But I feel like to break into some of those spaces, to feel like you're among peers, is really difficult. And so it's like, well, if I have to fight to get in there.
Is that a problem of people comparing themselves to others?
Yes.
There should be none of that in art.
Comparing themselves to others.
No comparison whatsoever in art.
And exactly what you said is when was it that it was diminished, that it was squashed within you?
What happened to you?
What happened, and the joy to see it come out again.
Reminds me of the movie Hook, when Peter
My
Pan.
favorite movie.
And the little guy holds Robin Williams' face back. There you are, Peter.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, and it is the food fight scene. Because they're throwing stuff around, no one can see it. And
Yeah.
it isn't until the moment
You believe.
that you believe that you get splatted with
You
that
don't
on your
believe it because you can
face.
see it. You can see it because you believe it.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So we're doing that. We're trying to make that happen every day at the studio.
Cool.
You know, and
So you love what you're doing.
yes.
Everybody involved loves what they're doing.
Yeah.
People that like come in, they're skeptical, and they leave with a goodie. They're proud of like a little kid, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, and they're
awesome.
calling me. They're already like, when can I come back?
Yeah.
You know,
I love
when
it.
do you have on the calendar? And not only that, is people are calling to schedule private crafting time with their families with us, which is just, I feel very gracious
Well, you got all the
about that.
resources and all the parts and supplies.
Let us clean up the
That's an
mess for
advantage.
you. I mean, really, that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing, especially with kids. You know, you want to get some
So you guys
glitter
clean
out.
up all the mess, huh?
We clean up
Oh,
all the
that's
mess.
gold
You
right
don't have to
there.
lift a finger.
Yeah.
So
I have a wood shop. I build things all the time, and sometimes I leave the mess and have to come back later and clean it up, put all my tools away.
Yes, and sometimes for me that sometimes kills my creativity when I go back into the mess that I had made before. And I'm like, oh my gosh, gotta get this cleaned up before I start anything else.
Okay, a little bit about Jess.
Yes.
A little bit about little kid Jess. You grew up. You're a little kid. What's your earliest memory? Hope it wasn't scary.
Oh my goodness. Well, a lot of mine were scary, but let's talk about my first experience with art. And
Okay,
is
fine.
that okay?
Sure.
I don't think you want to go scary with my family.
No, I don't want to. This is a family audience.
I remember ballet. I remember being very young, 4 or 5, and doing ballet, tap, and jazz, and being in front of an audience for the first time, doing my art, doing the thing I loved,
Yeah.
dancing.
Were you confident or scared? Do you remember?
I was confident.
Yeah?
A little too confident.
That's awesome. That's the best show.
I would go. My mom would joke a lot.
You can push it away just a little bit.
She would put me in baby beauty contests, like right around this age, and so she put me in the dress and all the bows, and I wasn't having it, and I wasn't. And they were like, "You need to get her back in line. Like she's got to do the things we're telling these little princesses to do." And my mom said, "I'm not having this." So we showed up to the next one in overalls and pigtails and mud. And she's just like, you know what? I'm going to let my daughter be who she is.
So you went to a bad beauty pageant with overalls, pigtails, and mud.
Yes. And
you must have been a hit.
I think that was the start of who I am today.
I love that.
Just going against that status quo. I think that's how you and I kind of
you and I connected
there.
the other day because rule breakers. And I believe that every rule should be flexible.
Yes.
And if you can't bend it, it needs to be snapped in half and 2 new rules made by us.
I agree. So some would say that started kind of who I am in a nutshell. I mean, just as a little girl, I was all over the place. I mean,
so
exploring.
You can't be very employable.
Very employable.
If it wasn't a family business, what would you do? What did you do before this?
I was, so my dad was an executive chef growing up. He's a pastry chef. So when I graduated high school, I went into the culinary arts field. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I got a job right when I was 20, turning 21 with 54th Street Bar and Grill, which is now a 5-4 restaurant and draft house here in Texas. I was with them for 11 years.
What were your different roles there?
Oh, I worked all the way up. I worked from server. And before this, I worked at GameStop. I'm a gamer. So, but I got a job at 54th Street and I was a server, worked my way up into management because I didn't want to be out front. I wanted to cook. And the only way they would let me be on a cook line is if I was a manager. So I said, all right, sign me up. So I got my first salary position at 20 years old for $34,000. The
Big
lowest they could get, but man, I was
big
money. That was oh goodness, 2019. No,
Okay.
sorry, not 2012. 2011.
2012.
Yep.
That's about $17 an hour.
Yeah. And I thought it was
to put fuel in your car.
Amazing. I was like,
so
I'm on
excited.
top of the world.
I love it. I made $2.35 an hour at my first job. And I mean, I rode my bicycle to work.
Yeah. But when you got that paycheck,
Real money, man.
the world is in front of
Oh,
you.
yeah.
It's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
sky opened up. I'm like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, I'm a salaried manager.
These kids come out of school. Everybody requires, 6 figures. And anyway, I don't want to get into that. Okay, so what were your favorite subjects in school? Let's go straight to high school. How'd you do in math?
Math, geometry was great.
Yeah?
Algebra, not as much.
Okay.
Until later. I was in band, choir, Future
Of course,
Business
the
Leaders of
arts.
America. I was in student council. I was an activity person.
Okay.
So I loved school, but my mom would get onto me because I would take all the tests. I knew how the grades were weighted, and so I would spend all my days doing all of these activities and keep my grades good enough, my GPA so I could stay in all of the activities.
Sure.
But if you were to ask me what my favorite subject was, it'd probably be band.
Not school.
It was just everything I could do with the
band.
people inside of it. I've played flute since I was in the 2nd grade. I play flute and piccolo. I love to play guitar. So during school,
Cool.
music would have been my favorite. And then English lit. I loved to read. I started reading when I was 3.
Wow.
So I've always loved to read. I think I read Jane Eyre when I was in the 4th grade, which is a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not a good reader or a good writer.
So the arts, I love to debate though. That was considered an art for me, debate and forensics. So I was all over the map, and I think I still am today. You ask me like, what is my hobby? And I say, well, do you have an hour to talk about?
Sure, all the
things I love to do or could love to do. You just put it in front of me.
So let's I want to wrap this one up.
Absolutely.
I wanted this to be a nice, short, tight. I want the community and other people in the world, because what you guys do for your community, listen, you got to make money.
Yes.
So I'm sure your business model is we make enough profit to pay our bills and keep us motivated to keep coming back to do this for the community. Because if you're not a philanthropist and you don't have $1 billion, you're not doing it for free.
No.
So, but you are obviously, based on the numbers I'm hearing, are very realistic, very reasonable.
Yes.
And you keep that place full. You're going to be, you guys, your whole team's going to be happy because you're making enough money. Your community's happy because they got something affordable to go do with their friends and family.
Yes. And it scales. What we're scaling to right now is we have the capacity to do 50+ person offsite parties. That's kind of our next branch is
So almost like a fun caterer.
Yeah.
So you will take the show on the road.
Yes, we'd love to. We're trying to talk to Harvest right now. We're getting involved with Circle R Ranch, trying to get those connections made to be able to offer that kind of bigger event, to be able to. We did one 3 weeks ago. We taught 60 women and daughters of a sorority at DNT how to do paint wine glasses, and then they did decoupage oyster shells with UV resin. We waterproofed them to be trinket trays, and we did that within 2 hours at a 60-person event.
Wow.
And they had an amazing time, did photo shoots afterward. It was a great time. So we love to serve the community, and we love to do these parties in our own studio, but we have the ability and the want to go off and do very big events, realtor events. We want to serve our businesses, B2B. How can we help you? Provide a craft to your people.
Is there a is it scalable to a point where you can do what do you call it, franchise type thing?
That's the dream.
Yeah.
The dream is to have a second location.
Okay, now who is it? Somebody else owns it and you franchise the concept, or
I think we would
owner
keep
managed?
it. I think it would be within the family, so it would be owner managed currently, but that's a dream, like I said, so we're fleshing that out. But right now we are about ready to hire, I think, which outside our family, which is great. We have a couple of friends and family that do things with us. So we want to franchise. We want to make this something shareable.
All right. Anybody who wants to find you,
yes.
How do we find you?
You can find us. Okay, there's a couple ways. So in person, if you're going to come to our studio, we're going to be between 1830 and 407. So that's going to be off Hickory Hill Road in Argyle, Texas.
Okay, shoot us the address.
1830, or sorry, 308 FM 1830, Suite 3C, Argyle, Texas,
Okay.
76226 in the Argyle, Texas Business Park.
Okay. What about email?
Email is going to be info@thediydistrict.com.
The
The DIY.
So don't forget the.
Don't forget the
DIY
district.
district.com. Easy enough.
Yes, and you can find us on Facebook, Instagram. We're not on TikTok yet, but we'll be there more. But Facebook is our biggest kind of social media that we're on.
Well, that's makes the most sense for your demographic to have shoot videos. Are you guys shooting pretty good videos to share with people to tell your story?
We're getting more. We've been very busy lately, so I've got it on my schedule this week to go live and start talking to our people a little bit more face to face again. But they can find a ton of videos and pictures on our social media about what we do. And by the end of the summer, we will have the plan is to get a really awesome drone shot of coming into the studio, so you can see exactly how to get there, exactly what's inside.
I can come do it for you.
I would love that. That would be amazing. Kind of just show everybody what's going on.
Oh, yeah. It's like we can fly it in and speed it up and come in and fly right into your building.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what we need, because the hardest thing is to find us on the map. Where Google fights with us sometimes on that pin. We try to move it all over, and it still takes people.
Interesting.
But yes, that's where you can find us. And we'd love, we've got a coffee machine. We've got some sodas. We'd love for you to stop by, give us a handshake, see what we have to offer, and
Scope
see what we can do to help.
Do a dry run, and
look
and figure out what they want to do before you invite your friends. That's not a bad idea. That's a good idea.
Absolutely. We have bingo coming up May 29th. We like to play games, so it's a bring your beer cooler and play some bingo, do some crafts, and enjoy some creative nightlife in Argyle, because there's not a lot. We're trying to make that happen more. Drunk bingo.
Oh, my God.
Crafty bingo.
That's great.
It's called Bingo and Brushes.
I love it.
And most of the time, we end up staying there about an hour after we schedule it to close, because everyone has so much fun. So
that sounds great.
We just want to have a good time. Yeah, so come and see us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jess Powers, the DIY District.com.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out. I think it was great. Yeah, great energy.